Hey guys, I just want to read for you a chapter from my current novel. The current novel is titled Still Amid The Lotus, and this is from chapter 2 titled Tea Leaves. I'm out on my patio and it's very warm today, and it's not a long chapter. I couldn't manage that, so I'm just going to read this for you very fast, and then I'll have some announcements at the end, so stick through it if you want. Chapter 52, Tea Leaves. Sister Jacinta removed the old tea leaves from her tea kettle early one morning, as they had been settling overnight, thus causing the stained water to materialize into a much darker color. It is not that the tea would be too strong, quite the contrary. Rather, the old tea leaves lose their luster while the water grows more robust in color, thus tricking the mind into awaiting a flavor that never arrives. The most flavorful tea is made with fresh leaves, following a recent boil. Remain in the kettle for too long, and any potential sensation will settle. She had carried out this act so many times that it was impossible for her to recall when it began. Mundane would be a way to describe it, and yet how much of her days had grown centered around this ordinary act. The last words of Thomas Merton before his unexpected death detailed something banal and commonplace. Is that not the way? To share final words with the world that are nothing more than a reflection of the ordinary, the commonplace, the mundane, the functionary? Merton died suddenly in Bangkok, December 1968. He died upon stepping into a puddle following a shower, thus rendering him dead by electrocution. His last words, marked in his journal, read, "Today is the feast of the Immaculate Conception. In a little while I leave the hotel. I'm going to say Mass at St. Louis Church, have lunch at the Apostolic Delegation, then on to the Red Cross Place this afternoon." Once again, one cannot help but return to the mundane. Rarely is one's death ever sad in the moment. Rather, it is in the aftermath where the suffering manifests. Yet those who know when death arrives are fortunate. Perhaps they can prepare for it. Yet for most, its arrival takes by surprise. And what to say of this once passionate man suddenly stolen? Where goes his earth and flesh? Yet we have his words, but a love for his humanness has gone too soon. When one dies, the so-called stage is never as grand as it should seem, or as hopeful as one might think. We are inundated with the mundane. Or in other words, we are continually overridden with mediocrity. The taste of a soft drink, the random tannins within a wine, the trickle drip of one's sweat felt upon that night of summer solstice. Yet, what of the artists? How do they manage to filter such normalcy, where what might appear arduous suddenly manifests as beautiful? Their answers reside with the rest. Nothing passes. She'd often questioned why memory was inevitably coded in melancholy. Why was this? Was it because the past posed no threat? Because there could be comfort found within some sphere of previous longing? Why earlier times that were otherwise unpleasant within their present were now viewed with a sort of sympathy? These were her questions. And, admittedly, she did not always know how to answer. Perhaps it didn't matter. Nothing passes. Her kettle is boiling. Tending the stove as always, she returns to the leaves. So that's the chapter. I'm gonna have some more videos specifically in the next week or so, on a variety of topics, but I just wanted to touch base and share what I've been working on. Usually I can only read a short chapter and amount of time, but I've been reading George Bernard Shaw's St. Joan. Well, I haven't actually started the play, but the intro. This prose is, the text is so, the font is so freaking fucking tiny. I've had to literally use a magnifying glass. I don't know what they were thinking when they printed this, but I'm over 40 and my eyeballs are just, they're not this good. The rest of the play is alright, but planning to read this when I share what I'm working on, you'll see why I'm reading it, etc., etc. So that's about it. A very hot Saturday, right before July. I will be in touch in a few days. Got something else going on, and if I don't get bitten by mosquitoes between now and then, oh my god, I don't even know. What is the good in a screened-in patio when all you do is get bit by mosquitoes? I don't get it. So that's all I got going on for right now. Thank you for listening. I will be in touch, and have a good weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.